Hello, welcome to our weekly live musings. I hope you're well. I hope you are keeping well today and that you've had a great Easter. I have chosen some cards today from the Shamanic Medicine Deck, and I'll talk to you about them just in a few minutes, but let's just, as everything settles in and the technology begins to work, let me just have a chat with you. So how is life? How has your weekend been? Did you enjoy last weekend and the Easter break? Did you have a good time? Did you take some time off? Let me know in the comments what's been going on. I took 5 days off and it was absolutely amazing because it was the first 5 days in a row that I've had where I didn't have to do any work and I didn't have to be out in an ambulance and I didn't have to do anything that wasn't, strictly speaking, just for me. So it was lovely just to do that, and it's really important that you make time for that self-care every now and again. So hopefully you were able to take some time off over the Easter period, and if not, do try and find a little bit of time in your day where you can just simply be, where you can be even out in nature. The weather has picked up over the last week or so and it's been lovely to see. Maybe not just as sunny today as maybe it was yesterday, but you know, as we start to move in, we're nearly in May now, which is crazy, but as we start to move into this later time in the year, hopefully the weather will improve and you'll be able to get outside a little bit more. Just breathe, be present, enjoy yourself. Quite often we find that we're really overwhelmed all the time with the speed of life, and simply by taking 5 minutes just to stand outside, even in your garden, and just breathing in the fresh air, just taking a look, looking up at the sky and noticing the expanse of the sky, just slowing down for a few minutes can often be enough just to give you that little point of clarity and that little point of self-care in your day. So, you know, let me know if you find that useful. I know that I do. I know that whenever I find that maybe everything's coming at you at once and you're spinning lots of plates and you're trying to keep everything going, that you can get really stressed. So taking a breath, just even for right now, even just close your eyes, breathing in and breathing out with a little sigh, that can often be enough. Just doing that, and you can do that anytime. Okay, so self-care doesn't have to be about, you know, booking appointments and having expensive things done and, you know, all that sort of stuff. Self-care can often mean simply pausing for a breath, simply putting better food into your diet, simply saying no when you need to. You know, it's all those things. So just bear that in mind as we move through. Last time we had talked a little bit about responsibility and the earth and us, and how it was important that we took responsibility for our direction in life. And as the eclipse season approaches, this weekend sees a partial solar eclipse. We will not see it here in the UK, unfortunately, but the energy of it will still be felt. And with the new moon as well coming in this weekend and the start of a new month, the cosmic energy is quite intense. There's been quite a lot of solar flares, quite a lot of information that has come our way cosmically, spiritually, a lot of ascension symptoms, a lot of sore shoulders, sore necks, headaches, feeling static, feeling that there's lots going on. So again, it's really important to ground and center. But along with this eclipse energy that we talked about last week, it's very important that you do, you know, look at what it is you want to bring in over the next few weeks. What is it that you want to achieve? What is it that you want to work on? What do you need to let go of? Because we have to let go of stuff in order to bring new things in. So there may have been things coming up for you that need looked at, old patterns of behaviour. I know that's been coming up for me. Certain limiting beliefs have popped up again. Things I thought I'd dealt with have popped up again. And that's just the natural cosmic order. These things come up so that you can look at them, address them, either realise how far you've come and be grateful, or address the issue and deal with it if it's something that still needs looked at. So it is very important that you clean out the clutter, as we talked about the last time, that you tidy up your space, that you look at your internal space, what's going on in the mind garden, what content are you consuming, You know, what are you surrounding yourself with? So all these are themes that are really prevalent just now. So hopefully you've been managing to take that on board and to work with the cosmic energy rather than against it. As the eclipse comes in at the end of this week into the weekend, then it will open up 2 weeks of a window between the solar eclipse and a lunar eclipse, which happens in a fortnight's time. And during that period, you'll have time to move forward with things, but it only works if you've done the work. Otherwise, you might feel really unsettled, really overwhelmed. It might feel like it's all going crazy around you. So use this time to just do any clearing out. With that in mind, you may have noticed anybody who is on my mailing list, I regularly do little clear outs and tidy ups, because I don't like sending emails to people who A, aren't interested, B, don't open them, or C, you know, just find them irritating. So what I have done is, if you're on my mailing list but you haven't opened or engaged with the last sort of 4 or 5 emails that I've sent, I have sent a little email this morning just to say, is it time to say goodbye? And giving you the opportunity to either stay on the list or come off it. I'll be taking everybody off that list before tonight's weekly musings go out at 7 o'clock. So if I haven't had a response or seen that you've opened the email or seen that you've engaged with it in any way, then I'll just be taking you off the list. And people sometimes, other business owners and other people sometimes get very frightened about doing things like that, or they get really upset if someone unsubscribes from their list. And I don't. I see it, you know, people unsubscribe all the time, and that's fine. It just means they're not your people. They're not the people who are engaged with your list. And in that respect, for me as a business owner, if you're not engaged with the list, you're not engaged with the content, that's fine. It's not for you then, and it's not meant to be. So it doesn't bother me in any shape or fashion. But if you do want to stay on the list and you're on the mailing list already, and you've got that email from me saying time to say goodbye, then please do click on the little link so that you get kept on. You can always subscribe at any time, and I'll be putting the link into the blog post for those who aren't on the list and who want to be. And you'll get a choice as to whether you want to receive this weekly content or whether you want to just receive the monthly roundup instead. So I hate spam, and I hate too many emails, and I know it can be really overwhelming. I think I said last week as well about email being the biggest waste of your time, so I get it that emails aren't always appropriate. However, it is the easiest way for me as a small business owner to keep in touch with you. So with that said, that's me clearing up and clearing out that stuff. What else am I doing? I'm clearing up and clearing out stuff that's on my mental to-do list, on the back burner of things that I know I need to do, but that are draining the energy because I haven't been doing them. So I have set an intention that this week I'm going to tackle all those things that have been sitting on the back burner, things I've meant to do, things that I've been meaning to put in place, and just to sort out admin and filing and tidies up little things that are going that need to be done. And that frees up your energy. It stops draining your energy, because often when we leave things undone or we leave things hanging over us, it can suck the life out of us. So with that in mind, you know, have a look around your life and see, what do you need to make changes with? What do you need to clear out this week? What do you need to do in preparation for the coming eclipse, so that this weekend when the eclipse comes, you're ready and you are ready for action, ready to move forward, and it will not come as a big shock to the system. So, cards this week from the Shamanic Medicine Oracle Deck. I decided to use the Shamanic Medicine cards again this week because last week we used the Oracle cards from the Mystical Shaman deck, and they were very lovely, and I know a lot of people messaged me to say that they got a lot out of that reading. So I thought I'll just follow on with the shamanic cards, because we're still in this sort of responsibility and natural medicine sort of vibe, and I think they're helpful. Also as well, just to let you know, if you haven't already seen the Shamanic Practitioner course, the Medicine Wheel course that I run, is coming back in September, and I have started to open enrolment for that. I'm opening it really early because I like to give people plenty of time to think about it. However, enrolment will be closing in the summer, so as soon as the places are filled. So I only have 10 spots available for that class, and I'll be sending more information out about that, so in due course. So if you're not on the mailing list, get on it, and if you are on the mailing list, make sure that you keep an eye for that coming out. So first card today is the Lodge card. So the Lodge card is all about the fact that there are times when you can go it alone, and there are times when you do need advice and guidance from other people. And this is one of those times. So this card is saying to you that your silence doesn't serve you right now. Holding stuff in and trying to do everything by yourself doesn't work for you right now. And it's really important that you reach out. And you can reach out to as many people or as few people as you like. But it's important that you reach out and seek counsel, seek advice. Okay, so there may be something going on in your life that you need some help or guidance with. Then lean into a trusted friend, relative, teacher, coach, whatever you need, and ask for some advice. And sometimes it's nice to ask a range of different people so that you can get lots of different perspectives. I know this card has come up a couple of times before, you know, and it's about if you genuinely want someone's honest opinion and honest advice, then they will give it to you usually. However, if you're met with ridicule and resistance, then you know not to ask that person again. Okay, so it kind of helps you weed out those who are helpful and supportive to your path and those who aren't. You'll know in your gut who's the best person to speak to or the best people to speak to about this. I would urge you not to just run about and ask all and sundry, because there is also a concept of, you know, sometimes the more people you tell your plans to, the more that the power can be taken away from that and that people can put you off. But if it's something that you're considering doing, something that you need advice for, something that you need clarity and, you know, good quality advice for, and that you need to look at all the repercussions of something, then do make sure that you get the advice that you need. And that might be maybe speaking to somebody in the legal field, it might be a financial advisor, it might be a life coach, it might be a teacher, it might be somebody close to you, it might be an older family member or trusted friend. And take the opinions and then sit with them. What resonates with you? It's not saying that you should ask and then just take that advice blindly. It has to resonate with you. But sometimes when we seek advice from other people, it really does help us to come up with a plan for ourselves. We may not take their advice exactly, but we might take little bits of it. Be really open and honest in your communications. It's all about integrity as well. And I think we've kind of lost this lodge ability. In Indigenous cultures and tribal societies, they often would have had a lodge that would have been the central hub of the community, where people would come and meet with the elders and would chat and talk, ask for guidance, seek advice, learn from older people and their life experience. And we've kind of lost that, I think, in our society nowadays, which is why I'm really keen on building an engaged and supportive community. You know, and that's why I'm putting together things like the Reiki rooms, which will be really supportive for all my Reiki students. And I have the Mystical Moon Days, which is supportive for the Tarot students. And I'm trying to sort of build a supportive little community there. So I think, look around you. Where is your support network? How can you build one for yourself? How can you create one? How can you be a support to other people? Because it's an interchange and an exchange of energy. Okay. Second card that has come up today is the plant medicine card. Just getting it out here. So the plant medicine card, it's quite nice. Lovely green card, and it says truth at the bottom of it, because plant medicine, in shamanic cultures, they often use hallucinogenic plants and medicines to access higher states of consciousness and reality. And once you go down that path and you see the truth, it's really, you can't come back to like normal existence where it's veiled, because the plant medicine removes the veil between the worlds. So this card is about removing that veil. It's not asking you to go out and take a stack of hallucinogenic plants and, you know, magic mushrooms, or that we should go and get some synthetic high. It's not saying that at all. What it's saying is it's time to maybe tear down the veil of the veil that hides the truth. It's time to tear that down. There's so much fake news out there, so much controversy, so much stress and overwhelm, and so much noise. It's really hard to find the truth of the situation. And the truth is always in here. It's always inside your heart, and it's within you. The plant medicine card reminds you that you can always access that, but it's really important that you're ready to face it, that you're ready to face the truth that's there, that you're not just going to sweep it back under the carpet, that you're actually going to make the changes then that come up for you. You know, so it may be that maybe there's something going on in your life that you know you need to face. There's truth in there that you know you need to face, and perhaps you need to lean into the advice of the Lodge card here, so that you get the advice to help you move forward with it. You know, you must really check in and walk with your own intuition here, and walk your talk. What is it that needs to change? You know, is there something that you need to face? Is there something maybe that's being hidden from you that you need to look more deeply at? Is there something that is going on behind the scenes that you don't know about? So if you could just check in with that and check in and see what's going on, okay? It can sometimes come in as a harsh wake-up call, this card, to sort of say, you know, time to wake up and see what's going on. It's time for you to really stop living in cloud cuckoo land, stop living in dream world, actually put steps in place. You know, sometimes we need that little shake to say, listen, it's all well and good to have lots of dreams, but we need action here. What's the truth of the situation? What do we need to do to move forward? And again, this ties in with the eclipse energy as well, that the eclipses will push this for us unless we're ready to do the work ourselves. So if you've been doing the work, you'll find it's much easier, but if you haven't, then you might find that this is a bit of a wake-up call. And the last card that came up is a lovely one, four-legged card. It's all about animal guides and animal spirit helpers, and it says endurance, because animals are the most faithful and enduring companions that we have, both physically in this world and spiritually. We all have animal guides, we all have power animals, totem animals, spirit animals that work with us, that we can lean into and draw on their strength and their support simply just by asking for them to be around. You may have a natural affinity already with a particular type of animal. For example, I'm a cat woman. I love cats, and I have a little cat who just, you know, she is completely spoilt and we love her, but the energy we share from each other is amazing. You know, you might be a dog person and just have the real faithfulness and loyalty of your faithful companion, your dog. You know, maybe horses, maybe any other type of animal. There may be a particular animal that's speaking to you quite a lot that you're seeing everywhere. Maybe it's a wolf, you know. It doesn't have to be four-legged, even though this is the four-legged card. It can also be birds, it can also be particular other types of animals. So this card reminds us that we have their strength. So looking at the cards, the three of them together, what I would say to you is the plant medicine card's the one that's really jumping out at me, that there's something you need to face. There is a truth that needs to be faced, that you need to actually then just acknowledge, tear down the veil of disillusion, face the truth and act in integrity and do what is right for you. By all means, seek the counsel and the advice that you need, and lean into the support of the animal kingdom in order to make the changes. Hopefully that's resonating. Hopefully that helps. Let me know if it is. You know, you don't always have to leave a comment. If you don't want to, you can send me messages privately, and many people do that. You can also email, or you can just pop a wee PM on the page and let me know. Do have a look at your life this week as we wrap up April and we move into this eclipse season and we move into a new month. What do you need to face? What needs to be let go of? What support do you need in order to do that? How can you lean into your own truth? These are the questions that maybe you want to be journaling on and asking this week. So hopefully that's helped. As always, this will be on YouTube very shortly, and it will also then be converted into a blog post and a pod, and there'll be a few wee socials put out through the week just to remind you of the message, because it's so easy to watch it on a Monday and completely forget what was said by Tuesday, and I know I do that. Scatterbrain Debbie just now. However, let me know how you are. I hope everything's well with you, and may you have a lovely week, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon.